Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of our F122 My Team Career Mode here for the brand new Season 3. We've just touched down once again, landed in Sakira here by the Bahrain International Grand Prix. Excited for a brand new season of racing. I hope you guys enjoyed the off-season video, saw the team changes, saw the roster changes, the new liveries, etc. We're excited to see the Audi debut here tonight under the lights in Bahrain. We of course have a brand new livery with our first ever main title sponsor for Trackhouse Racing being Spotify. So we got the new black, blue, and green livery on the car this season, as well as we're running that Mercedes chassis here now, as we are certainly not coming into the season where we, I guess you could say, anticipated. So we're the fourth bottom team on the R&D, so that's a little bit disappointing. However, we compared it, so right now it's basically the fourth best team all the way down to the second to worst team on the grid are all very close. So we could be right now with the current situation, some weekends we might be a car that can't even advance out of Q1, and then some weekends we could be a car that's going to make it to Q3. It just depends on the track right now, and obviously we're going to be continuing to work as hard as we can to get our car back to where it was last season. But fortunately, we're so close that I don't think it's going to take as much work. But you can see I'm struggling here. In preseason testing, I had some issues with spinning the car out a few times, and here we were as well having some more issues in free practice 02. This was actually, you're seeing footage from here now, so I'm trying to get up to grips with this brand new car as quick as I possibly could. But like I said, I was certainly running into some issues at times here now, as you can see myself running actually below the delta time in the race strategy program, so nothing really going well for myself here. And then a big moment right there, a big slip on the exit of the final turn. We would be able to be okay and correct it, but I called it right there. I said bring it back to the pit lane. We tried to doing the qualifying practice program, and that would not go well because that actually crashed the car right out of free practice 1. A big shunt right there, and that was the corner that I had been struggling with in preseason testing, and as well as free practice 1 into free practice 2. So Tail Porcher, our teammate there, currently in P7. Rookie on the grid, Robert Schwartzman, currently in the top 10. You see some teams, the team name is missing, so I'm using the F122 team changer mod. However, with the recent update in the game, for some reason the names are disappearing, except for in the R&D. So I'm trying to get that fixed going into episode 2, but for this episode you just simply won't see the names of Red Bull Porsche, Porsche AlphaTauri, as well as the Audi Sport F1 team here now, as we roll in to qualifying here, ready to go and get the elbows out a little bit here and hopefully get ourselves into Q2 at least. I didn't quite know how this was going to go because I had been struggling so far in this first weekend back here in Season 3 with this Trackhouse machine, so I was a little bit concerned that those struggles were going to continue. And Bahrain has never been a very good track for myself. I've always had some struggles here from F1 2011 all the way to this point here in F1 22, so I was not very confident coming into this one here now, as we come through setting a decent, actually pretty decent first and opening lap here now. You can see us coming through that penultimate corner here, getting a decent run through there, and then of course as we focus in on this final turn, it's all about just carrying forward momentum through this final sweeping right-hander. Here we go, break in between the 50 and 100, and we got through there pretty well, and it was going to be an interesting one to see where we ended up because the lap overall was pretty clean. We crossed the line, it was P8, so I knew that was not good. So I stay out on the same set of tires and make another lap here because I did have enough battery to where I was able to get away with making one more lap, and we gained about 0.3 of a second, so not as much of a gain as I would have hoped for, but still a gain nonetheless, and that puts us P9 directly behind our teammate of Tail Porcher. So we have to go out one more time because both myself and Porcher fall down to 18th and 19th outside of advancing into Q2 currently here in the last minute of the session. So the concerns are high that not only myself but as well as Porcher are struggling with this Trackhouse machine so far. We had found about another 2 to 0.3 of a second early on in Sector 2, and as we're coming through the final little bit here in Sector 3, about 3.5 of a second, nearly 0.4 into the final turn for the final time. I'm trying to get a bit of a slipstream from Bottas if I can. Porcher improves, but I don't think he improves enough. We open the DRS, half a second is what we find, and that's not even enough. P17, we miss out on Q2, starting off the season in a bit of a uneventful, or I guess eventful, way you could say, because we did not expect this. Not what we expected, not what we wanted, and both myself and Tail Porcher miss Q2, and both the McLarens of Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz as well miss Q2. So McLaren looking like they have also missed it a little bit here in Bahrain. And then you have Zhou Guanyu as well as the Audi of Latifi at the very back of the grid in his debut for Audi. Let's enter the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Esteban Ocon and Hamilton, Gasly, Ricciardo, Bottas and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll, Magnussen, Alex Albon and Mick Schumacher, Schwartzman, Oscar Piastri, Golden Boy and Lando Norris, Théo Pourchaire, Sainz, Joe and Nicholas Latifi. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Work needs to be done. You saw the starting grid here. Now we're going to start with 2 extra laps of feel and go from a soft to a hard compound tire strategy here as other drivers do the mediums as we're ready to go. Lights out. All right, everybody. Let's work hard tonight. Not where we want to be on the grid with both cars, but there's no reason we can't go get points. You hear myself on the radio to the team. Max Verstappen, your 2023 World Drivers' Champion. 6 wins on the season, 14 podiums there last season. He now becomes their 2-time World Champion after winning in 2021. Then it was Leclerc in 2022. Verstappen, though, comes back in 2023. Can he continue that momentum? Can Sebastian Vettel bring anything, as it is a Red Bull front row with Verstappen and Vettel? And Vettel was so good returning from the summer break last season, and it looks like he's still on that same form in that Porsche Red Bull. Now Porsche Red Bull back to the kind of more traditional Red Bull livery here now as we're ready to go lights out and get this new season underway. And it's lights out. Season 3 is underway officially here. Max Verstappen is away down this front straightaway. Sebastian Vettel with a decent start, but not quite good enough. George Russell is alongside him as they head into the braking zone. There goes a winglet flying already. I believe it's from Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull. Maybe contact with the rear bumper, with the rear tires of his teammate Verstappen there. You see everybody getting the wrapping it out here. As you can see, already going all the way to the edge of the track. There's one of the Porsche AlphaTauris, 3 wide. Lewis Hamilton in a compromised position. He's getting sandwiched here between one of the Porsche AlphaTauris as well as a Ferrari right there. An absolute disastrous start for Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion who tried to put the fight to Verstappen last season but came up a few races short. Just couldn't quite pull it off here now. As you can see, more wings going flying. Everybody's running into the back of one another there. You see our team at a Théo Pourchaire with a bit of a rough start as well, but it's Max Verstappen leading the way. George Russell up into second. Vettel is fading quickly there behind in Alpine, and now he is in a fight with one of the AlphaTauris again. It's clear that there's something going on there with that Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel, and you can see as he comes through the frame right there, he's missing the end plate on the right front there. So we're going to take a look at the start, and here it is. He's going to run right into the back of Max Verstappen. A bit of a disastrous start there for Sebastian Vettel. Other cars are picking up damage as well. There's Oscar Piastri, his first race with Alpine. Things go wrong for him, so Sebastian Vettel at the end of lap 1 into the pits. They're replacing that front wing. Lance Stroll, the all-Canadian Audi lineup this season. Well, he's going to be the first one into the pits for them, and it's going to put that new new pit crew to the test there. As you can see, Williams as well replacing a front wing. It's a rookie of Robert Schwartzman, so very unfortunate for him in his debut here in Formula 1. Myself loving it because it moves me up to P14, so we gain a few spots out of it. I was not complaining here, but Verstappen leads away by already over a second between himself as well as George Russell. Esteban Ocon there up into third place. Gasly putting the fight to Leclerc. Leclerc right now in the Ferrari. This is not a car he's expecting to be battling. He loses out to that battle to Pierre Gasly. Daniel Ricciardo just behind. Then you got Yuki Tsunoda, Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, Mick Schumacher inside of the top 10. But a rough start for that driver right there, Charles Leclerc. It gets even worse. He goes wide over the curb, sideways, saves it. What a save by Leclerc. But he drops down now to 8th place behind both Ricciardo, Tsunoda as well as Lewis Hamilton. And hold on, it's not over yet. Both Ferraris in scraps here. Leclerc sends it up the inside of Hamilton, runs right into the side of him. Doesn't look like Hamilton gets any damage there, but you can see Leclerc putting the fight to him, and Bottas as well as Schumacher scrapping it out, but Bottas is going to stay up there in P9. I was right behind this scrap happening here on just the second lap of this race, but way crazier of a start to this Grand Prix than we saw in both Season 1 and Season 2 in Bahrain. These drivers, Season 3, new rosters, new liveries, and new teams. Well, one new team, they want to get the elbows out, they want to get aggressive here early on in this season debut in the Bahrain Grand Prix here. Now, as you can see, as we head to lap 3 again, Leclerc goes wide in the same corner he did a lap before. He did have wing damage, I can confirm. I went and looked in the replay, and I actually couldn't find where he picked up the wing damage, but when I did ask on the radio, I got confirmation that he had wing damage, so he had it somewhere. I just could not find where. Now, as you can see, 2 by 2 in front of us here now, and Latifi in the Audi tried to send one up my inside right there in the Audi now, as we're going to get to the right side of Norris, actually drove into the back of him. Somehow I do not get any damage here, trying to get now past Lando as well as Alex Albon. He leaves the door open, but I break a little bit early, and there you see Latifi trying to go the long way around here, around the outside. Absolute mega scraps going on in these opening moments of this Bahrain Grand Prix, and now we move past the McLaren, who's in a scrap again with Latifi and Norris are just going at it there. I was loving this crazy race because it has moved us up into P13 already. Alex Albon in the Williams currently in P12. Leclerc again misses the same corner for the 3rd consecutive lap. I missed the corner now. It's just I don't have damage. I just don't have talent. That's what that was. Leclerc has damage. That's why he's missing it. I'm lacking talent here now as the car is in great shape. But look at this. Leclerc, he's going to get taken 3 wide just about. Albon's trying to do a switchback on both of them. But I'm going to be able to capitalize on that and actually get past both Schumacher and Albon. It's insanity here in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now behind Leclerc, coming to lap 5, and suddenly we have a chance to move into the points already, and I am absolutely in shock about that one because I did not feel like we had the pace for that here today, but everything has just gone crazy. Well, speaking of crazy, Mark comes over the radio and says that there's a problem on our end. We're looking into it. I would prefer to not start the season off with a mechanical failure, especially after this incredible start. I'm sure Leclerc's going to do the thing again. Yes, he does. He goes wide again. We're going to pass him. That's the 4th consecutive lap that Leclerc has gone wide and missed the corner. And now we have a yellow because Schumacher spun around. Albon slammed into him. He's out of the race. The safety car is going to be out on lap 5. An insane Grand Prix so far. And there it is. The engine has failed on lap 5, race 1 of Season 3. An insane first 5 laps. It is capped off with my engine expiring here in Bahrain, and that is our day over. So, unfortunate way to end in what was an absolutely awesome first 5 laps of going 17th to 10th place, and it ends like that. So, very unfortunate there. And the craziness is not over. First of all, let's take a look at that accident there with Mick Schumacher in the Haas. You can see, so there's Leclerc going wide again, and then just behind, Schumacher basically does the same thing and then just loses it, and Albon has nowhere to go. It causes everybody to stop, including our team at a port chair, and F1 immediately throws this safety car, and then obviously there goes our engine at the same time. So a very unfortunate moment right there to lose our engine in this season opener, and already there's an extra part, and sometime soon another grid penalty. And look at this, Alpine won 2 races in a row. They won Abu Dhabi. Daniel Ricciardo, who replaces Perez, who retired after winning in Abu Dhabi. Well, Ricciardo starts off the season with a win. In the world happened, and wait until you see the podium here as well. But I don't know what in the world has happened. You can see an AlphaTauri right there, but like I said, I have no idea what happened, obviously. So, but it somehow worked out for Daniel Ricciardo, and well, I can say 2 AlphaTauri drivers. Yes, both Pierre Gasly as well as Yuki Tsunoda will be joining Ricciardo on the podium. None of the big three teams currently on the podium in Bahrain. What in the world happened? I am now even more disappointed that we didn't get to finish out this race and see what the heck went down, because that is an absolutely crazy podium to have the season begin with here now. So a bit of a just absolutely insane season opener, and is capped off with a very unexpected podium as well. Very cool to see Daniel Ricciardo win though finally here in this F1 career mode. He went to the Alfa Romeo team and it didn't quite work out there, and obviously he went over to Alpine, didn't want to stick it out and go to the new Audi team that took over Alfa Romeo. And you can see Lewis Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, Ocon, Russell, and Stroll up there in the top 10. Max Verstappen DNF from the race. So Verstappen, who was leading, is out of the race as well. So not sure exactly what happened to him, but look at this, like everybody's like 2-3 laps down. Two cars finished on the lead lap. I don't know how that has happened, but that is what has happened here now. Is once again another baffling moment here. What a crazy opening Grand Prix to the season. There you see, it's only Ricciardo and Gasly on the lead lap, and Gasly was only about 14 seconds from going a lap down or so. So what in the world? We will never know what the heck happened in this Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we had the retirement, but fortunately our teammate at Dale Porcher actually got points for us there in P10. So he starts off the season with a single point there, and we'll absolutely take that. But I mean, I don't know even what to say after that. We're of course are going to continue trying to get some upgrades on the car, maybe some reliability upgrades, because clearly that was a bit of an indicator that we need it, and we know we have the worst R&D still, or sorry, the worst reliability coming into this season. So that's something we need to work on. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. What a crazy season opener. Didn't last as long as we were hoping it would, but hopefully in Jeddah we can have a bit more success there. And I will see you guys in the next one for round 2 on the season in Jeddah. Thank you guys so much for taking the time of your day for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.